Hi, I'm Noelle, and this is my presentation over rape culture. Last week, I was scrolling through Twitter and I stumbled across a photo of a young female in the backseat of a car. It showed her laps, and in her lap was her hands, and in her hand was a piece of hair, kind of held like this. The caption of this photo was something along the lines of, "Am I the only girl who leaves behind a strand of hair in each Uber or taxi I get in the case that I am kidnapped, the FBI could more likely find me based on my DNA trail?" This instance of a young female acclimating and changing her lifestyle based on the conception that she would get abducted and it would happen to her. So she needed to account for this is definitely an effect of the rape culture that is prominent in the United States today. So, with that said, I definitely want to discuss rape culture by first starting with its definition, then going to a little bit of stats on how sexual harassment and rape are generally committed on women in society. And then I want to discuss, lastly, those effects that it has on women in society. So let's dive in. What is rape culture? As defined by Marshall's Women's Center, rape culture is an environment in which rape is prevalent and in which sexual violence against women is excused and normalized in media and popular culture. How can this be seen in a culture? Well, the commonly used phrase, "she asked for it," also known as victim blaming, is definitely a part of rape culture. This can be seen in people focusing more on what the victim was wearing than the action that the perpetrator committed. It can also be seen in the teaching of women generally by a society to not get raped. So these are actions and behaviors that are taken by women and taught to women to do to prevent an encounter that rape could occur in. So telling women to don't go out alone at night or always be accompanied by a man at night is one of those kind of behaviors. Also, not wearing inappropriate clothing is one too, to prevent the predator attacking. And then the last one I put was the tolerance of sexual harassment by a society. Now that we know a little bit about rape culture, let's talk about the specifics of rape and sexual harassment in society. So generally, rape and sexual harassment is typically more committed on women than men. The National Sexual Violence Resource Center found that 1 in 5 women in the United States are raped or sexually assaulted. This is a large number compared to the 1 in 71 men that are sexually assaulted or raped in American society. The same source, the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, found that 91% of the adult victims, rape victims, are women compared to the 9% that are men. This is similar in adolescent rape as well. Found by the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, 82% of juvenile rapes are committed on girls opposed to young boys. Let's now talk about the effects that it has on these women. The first one I listed was psychological damage, and there is a quote that a young, unnamed female rape victim talks about in Katie Chevrolet's article over the 5 most powerful quotes. This unnamed victim states that she was damaged. The damage was internal. "You took away my worth, my privacy, my energy, my time, my safety, my intimacy, my confidence, my own voice." So that kind of goes over the discomfort that rape causes. And then I also put some stats on it about the PTSD that is commonly experienced after rape on women. So that was found by the National Sexual Violence Resource Center that 81% of the sexually assaulted women experienced PTSD, whereas 33% of women that were raped contemplate suicide and 11% actually attempt suicide. And that was found by the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. The good thing is rape culture can be changed. Rape culture definitely regulates and normalizes rape in a society, and generally it's committed on women, and generally those women experience psychological devastation. But it can be changed. In the words of Emily Buchwald, "In a rape culture, both men and women assume that sexual violence is a fact of life, inevitable. However, much of what we accept as inevitable is in fact the expression of values and attitudes that can be changed." Thanks.